Okay, so one of the signs are done. Just a, a little basic who dat sign. Haven't finished any of the other ones. Bear with me, y'all. There's a lot of stuff going on at this point in time. So I'm not a crafty person. My mom is. So I obviously I'm getting help from her on these things, but the backdrop will soon be changing. Trust me, I know some of y'all were complaining about it. I apologize. I'll get it changed, I'll get it fixed, but that's not why I'm making this video. Today, you all know what I'm here for. Like I am here for every game after and before. We beat the Ravens. I'm very happy, but I am very not happy at the same time. The play that I seen from the team today wasn't bad. Okay, it wasn't. But it wasn't great either. Now, I understand we were playing the best defense in the NFL. Don't get me wrong, I know that. It's just, we had to come from behind to win the game. It was 17-7 at one point. I know, 10-point deficit. If we want to be Super Bowl contenders and if we want to make a real shot at the Lombardi, I don't think we should be behind often. But we're on a five game win streak since losing to the Buccaneers in week 1. So that's always good to hear. We beat the Ravens 24-23. Drew Brees, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever walk the planet, threw his 501st touchdown today. Drew Brees yet to throw an interception all season, and we're going into week 8. That's actually insane. That is actually ridiculous. I can't believe that. Shout out to my man Drew Brees. And one other thing, I know some of y'all have seen this guy commenting in my comments saying the Saints, I'm overhyping the Saints. The Saints are going to underachieve. If you go to my New Orleans Saints official hype up the Lucky You video that I made before the season starts, CJ Mosley, all pro, LB, whatever, was talking about how we suck. And we just beat them. So I'm very happy about that. Things I need to talk about today. There's not many of them. This video is going to be short. I have school tomorrow and I have to go to work too. I quit my job at that Mexican restaurant, by the way. I don't know if I told y'all that. And I got one at the commissary instead because 1, it's more convenient, and 2, bro, we were getting paid $2.50 an hour and tips to literally serve all the food, clean up all the tables. I understand I was a waiter, but clean up all the tables. Then, you know how they have bus boys and stuff, like washing dishes, mopping the floor, sweeping the floor, vacuuming. Dish duty was awful. We had to do all that stuff ourselves because they didn't have any bus boys, so we were getting too paid server's wage to do so much stuff that we weren't supposed to do. But yeah, I got a job at the commissary on post because I don't. It's hard to get a job now when you're 16 because you don't have any experience anyway. So because I have that stuff tomorrow, I'm not going to draw this video out too much. I'm just going to talk about some of the positives and negatives I've seen of today's game. One thing that I seen that was pretty positive was the fact that we weren't struggling too much to score on one of the best defenses in football, and I feel like that's going to help us next week against the Vikings because they have a very good defense also, and it's good to see that Drew Brees still has the ability to pick apart anything he wants because that's obviously something we're going to need. Drew Brees, like, I don't want to just sit here talking about him the whole time because we already know how great he is, but just to see him go out there against the best defense in football, go 22 for 30 with 212 yards and 2 touchdowns, that's amazing to see. The utilization of Taysom Hill today was actually beautiful, all aside that 1 4th-and-1 play where he tried to chuck it back to Kamara and it ended up being a fumble. That was a horrible play call. I would have rather just seen Taysom, strong man, run it up the gut because I know he could have gotten that 1 yard. Everything else, though, the way he was being used was phenomenal. He was getting seemingly big yardage chunks every time he touched the ball. Like, I don't think he had, but besides that fumble, he didn't really have any other negative plays. He was doing really good, and Sean Payton really knows how to use him, and it's good because he's a Swiss Army knife, and it adds so many dimensions to the offense because when Taysom Hill's out, the defense has to be on their toes because he can run it, he can flip it to a running back, he can hand it off, or he can throw the ball. So he's a three-dimensional quarterback, and it's actually really nice to see. He's not Drew Brees with the accuracy, but he can throw the football better than most, backup quarterbacks in the league. So that's really nice to see. Michael Thomas had a pretty big day. 7 receptions, 69 yards, and a touchdown. He didn't do phenomenal as in other weeks, but he still had a good game. He was doing great against Jimmy Smith, who's one of the best corners in the league up until this point. So, shout out to him. Alvin Kamara had a good game, 17 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Mark Ingram didn't really do much at all. I didn't really see him much all game. We almost gave the game up, or we almost sent it into overtime by a really disgustingly blown. That's one of the things that I need y'all to look into when it comes to calling us Super Bowl contenders. Did y'all see the touchdown that potentially almost tied the game and sent it to overtime? He was wide open in the end zone. There was nobody near him at all. Marshawn Lattimore stood in his zone, and the safety looked lost. And another thing that has to get better is the coordination of the defense itself. There were plays. I know y'all saw the play where Marshawn Lattimore almost picked the ball off, but Marcus Williams ran into him. That's just stuff that has to go. You can't make those mistakes. That should have been a turnover, and not, they shouldn't have been able to live to see another down. And it's just the little things. It's just the little things. The little things are stopping us from being, 100%. Right now, we're dark horse Super Bowl contenders, but if we fix the little things I've been seeing, then I can see us as legitimate contenders for the Super Bowl. Another thing, Ken Crawley's got to go, guys. Every time he's on the field, every time I look at the TV, something is happening to him. He's missing a tackle. He's blowing a coverage. He's allowing a 15-yard pass to be caught. Ken Crawley is just not good. He's just not. He can get you a couple pass breakups, and he's not going to allow, he's not as bad as, Devontae Harris. But he's not good, and he's hurting us more than he's helping us, so I think we should look into some type of replacement for him before the trade deadline. Patrick Peterson's out there. They're not really shopping him at all, Arizona, but, you might as well try to throw everything we have at him because, good Lord, our second corner needs some help. But, yeah. Overall, pretty solid game today. The offense played okay against the best defense in the league, and the defense played surprisingly well, other than a few little busted things I seen here and there. But yeah, I just want to thank y'all guys for stopping by and watching once again. I appreciate that more than anything, and I'll see y'all next time I make a video, which is probably going to be sometime in the middle of this week. I need to get better at making videos that aren't just preview and recap videos. I keep doing that. I need y'all to leave me suggestions, please. Tell me what I should do. I don't know. I don't know what other videos to make other than previews or recaps, to be honest. I need some ideas from y'all. Alright. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Adios.